almost didn't make it. I almost didn't last. Why does the week go by so slow, the weekend so fast? But luckily the days come to take my cares away. It's not Sunday, Monday, or Thursday. That's right, it's Friday, Friday. Tonight I'll party with my friends. Friday, Friday. Today I know the weekend. So I'll get out of bed and be to work on time. I'll give this day to the company, the next 2 days of mine. And when my day's over and the final work hour's passed, I'll go home, have a shot of Cuero to the boss who can kiss my Friday, Friday. Tonight I'll party with my friends. Friday, Friday. Today I know the weekends. Friday, Friday.
Yeehaw! It's Friday, bitches. Enjoy yourselves.
I'm very excited about the weekend. The forecast could be, let's be fair here, it could be a little better. It's kind of meh.
Well, it's
a meh.
April showers.
Yeah, I know.
Will bring May flowers.
I know.
Mid-50s today and tomorrow. Some showers in the evening tomorrow and continuing into Sunday morning. And then look at Sunday and Monday. We're talking about temps near 80 degrees both days.
Yeah, better. I know that. Better. And this will help things turn green. It's just...
Lots to get to this morning. Doc is going to join us via voicemail. Apparently wasn't going to be in a very good cell phone area, so decided to phone it in. But we'll get his racing report just after 8 a.m. We'll get to bad news, happy music later on. We're going to talk about your dog.
My dog in particular?
Just dogs in general. People's dogs. It's National Hug Your Dog Day, by the way.
Okay, that's happening.
Yeah, that's a must. That's an everyday thing. Remy's funny because, like, she's the boxer, and with me, she'll get on the couch, and she's wiggly, and she's in your face, and she's staring at you, and then she doesn't, like, turn that into a hug. I have to grab her two front legs, then I sort of pull her towards me, and then she kind of flops onto me if I'm sitting on the couch. But she won't just sort of, like, jump on me and then be all over me or whatever, but it's...
National Hug Your Dog Day.
National Hug Your Dog Day. We're going to talk about dogs. We've got, as I mentioned, Doc joining us. Bad News, Happy Music. We'll let you know what's in theaters and on TV this weekend. What else? What else is going on? Sports. We'll get some sports stuff. Lots of sportsing happening. All sorts of sportsing. Yeah. And if you want to be a part of the program, you can do that. By visiting our website, go to rockmornings.com, find all our contact info there.
I was feeling very Homerish after watching some of those videos this morning. It was getting to me. Man. I was choking up a little bit.
We're going to talk about that. I watched the entire game yesterday. It was a hell of a game.
Gosh, a little choking up there.
Jim texting in from Georgia said, happy Friday, have a good weekend. Thank you, Jim.
Looked like the Kohl Center there.
Yeah, definitely looked like they were the home team in Vegas.
It did.
More on that in just a bit. rockmornings.com to get in touch with us. We will hear from POD in a few minutes.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene on your rock station.
You probably remember this guy.
God, you're hot. You know that? Hey, where do you go to school at?
I go Crockett.
All right.
There was a comment meant to be, I guess, complimentary by a board member, but has certainly been determined not to be.
As a member of the school board, he is responsible for our children's health and welfare and safety and education. And the display he put on tells me that he should be nowhere around our children.
Yeah, kind of had that feeling when you're not only saying, God, you're so hot, where do you go to school at, to an underage girl who just presented, a very important
presentation to the Board of Education.
Yeah, this is in Tennessee, and then you start grabbing on her too, putting your arm around her, and
hugged
then
her, kind of a side hug.
There's no context. Oh, look, dude, I don't need context to know that you're a creep. And people were calling for this guy to get basically kicked off the board along with the superintendent, but that's not going to happen. The Tennessee County School Board voting unanimously to censure, C-E-N-S-U-R-E, the member who told the student, God, you're hot, at a public board meeting last week. The Washington County Board of Education approving the censure during an emergency meeting following public calls to remove the board member, Keith Irvin, and the superintendent, Jerry Boyd. The school board censure is a formal condemnation of a member's conduct, does not remove the person from office. And I'm guessing, I don't know if that's a vote, if you got to run for school board or how that works.
I'm sure.
But I'm guessing that guy's not going to get reelected.
When I mentioned she was hot, I meant she was on a roll. It had nothing to do with her appearance because she was presenting and she was doing apparently a good job in his opinion. And so he meant no disrespect, and he apologized to her and her family for any of the comments being taken out of context, supposedly.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not buying it. God, you're so hot. Where do you go to school at?
Right. If you're doing a really good job with your presentation, I feel like, man, you nailed that.
Or what an awesome presentation. And the follow-up, where do you go to school at? Like, it just that also adds to the creep factor. Like, I'm going to come to your school and find you.
I think it doesn't matter what he thinks he intended. It was obviously taken. Yeah. I mean, it was wrong words, wrong place, wrong time, wrong all touch.
Yeah. Well, it just was all bad.
Yeah.
All bad. And he's been censured. And I'm guessing probably won't get reelected. Natasha Lyonne, the actress. Did you hear about her?
I did not.
You know who she is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Removed from a flight from L.A. to New York City this week after attending the Euphoria Season 3 premiere. Guest role in the upcoming series was seen being escorted off the plane. Before that, flight attendants overheard asking Natasha if she needed, quote, medical attention. Hours after the premiere of Euphoria, Natasha removed from that plane for being, quote, out of it. In first class on the flight to New York, appeared to be wearing some of the same clothes and accessories that she'd worn earlier in the night at the premiere. According to numerous flight attendants, they repeatedly asked her to follow their commands, but she seemed startled by the requests. One of the Delta attendants said, "Ma'am, do you need medical attention?" She was then told that she needed to leave the plane. Natasha Lyonne responded with, "Where are we?" The flight attendant said, "We're still in L.A. The plane hasn't gone anywhere." She then apparently headed to the bathroom, came out of the bathroom eating a bag of pretzels, trying to sober up, and then got off the plane of her own accord. So she didn't need to be escorted off.
We're relaxed, and we're having fun, and we're flying.
Yeah. Is she tearing the plane apart?
Sounds like she just needed some pretzels and a Gatorade. But
yeah.
Anyway.
Natasha Lyonne, escorted off a plane. Apparently she's got some substance abuse struggles that she's dealing with. Maybe had a little too much at the Euphoria party.
Sounds like it.
And then had to get on the plane. Probably could have used a hotel.
Little nap.
Little hotel room for the night.
Pretzel, Gatorade nap.
Yeah. Speaking of flights, did you hear about the flight from Nantucket?
Is this a rhyme?
Where the door blew off?
Is there some sort of man
There once was a man from Nantucket who...
His flight blew the door off?
Yeah, different kind of length. Much shorter in length. The flight had to turn around and make an emergency landing.
Hear about it.
The window just popped open and the wind came rushing in. Her reaction right away was the only reason where I'm like, okay, this is not going to be my day.
I was okay once I realized what happened and we weren't sucked out of the plane immediately. I'm like, oh, then we're not going to get sucked out of the plane because this is not going to happen. So then we're fine. And then I started taking the videos.
Yeah, well, you see it in movies all the time. It's a very classic movie trope. The door comes off. The wind starts, and everybody and all the papers and everything else starts flying out of the plane, or there's an explosion and everyone starts...
And there goes Bob.
Yep, there goes people out of the
Julie.
plane. Well, people were very concerned that was going to happen on this Cape Air flight that left from the Massachusetts island of Nantucket. It did return safely after part of the main cabin door opened up shortly after takeoff. A very alarming mid-air incident prompting the crew to turn back. They remained stable, continued operating normally. No injuries reported. Passenger video shared on Instagram appears to show the upper portion of the cabin door open during the flight with sky and ocean visible through the cap.
Oh, yeah, that's open, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. It was filmed from inside the very small aircraft. It shows the door frame and window area partially open.
That pilot looks like she's got it under control.
Oh, yeah. Well, listen, they got to train for situations like this. So, and you never want to be on a plane when that happens, obviously, but still. The Nantucket Memorial Airport on Monday the flight had just left the Nantucket Memorial Airport when the upper portion of the main cabin door opened up. The crew returned the plane to the airport, landed without further incident. The airplane obviously taken out of service for evaluation as they worked.
It's like a moonroof.
Yeah.
It's getting some extra air and visibility there.
Yeah, scary. Very scary.
Oh, yeah.
Be on a plane and see that happen. You're like, oh, we're going down. We're going down. Speaking of going down, Artemis going down.
Today, right?
Yeah, later on this evening, NASA's historic Artemis 2 mission will wrap up when they splash down in the Pacific Ocean off the California coast. sometime around 8:07 Eastern time, so right around 7:10, 7:15 our time. The 4 astronauts on the Artemis II have traveled further from Earth than any humans in history.
Mm-hmm.
When they approach, the crew's Orion capsule will cut through the atmosphere at temperatures around 5,000 degrees, traveling very fast. And then after they splash down, naval recovery teams will work quickly to get them out of the water, get them checked out physically, make sure they're okay, and return them to Houston. It'll mark the end of our first crew lunar mission in more than 50 years.
Very dramatic. It's dramatic.
Yeah, very, very, very dramatic
Yes.
as the Artemis II makes its splashdown. I'm sure it's going to be all over TV and all over the internet this afternoon. You going to be watching?
No, because I'm going to
You're going to a charity thing.
A charity event tonight.
And last but not least, I know you enjoy poking holes in my theories.
Oh, boy. Who's coming now? Yes.
Mystery surrounds the death of the 9th scientist tied to U.S. secrets. Not 1, not 2, not 3, but 9. Another scientist with ties to America's space program has now joined the growing list of deaths and disappearances around the United States. Michael David Hicks, a research scientist at NASA and their Jet Propulsion Laboratory, passed away July 30th, 2023 at the age of 59, but the cause of death was never made public, and no record of an autopsy being performed could be found. This guy worked at the JPL, the Jet Propulsion Laboratory, from 98 to 2022, credited with publishing over 80 scientific papers, part of multiple teams helping NASA understand the physical properties of comets and asteroids, involved with the DART project, testing to see if humans could deflect dangerous asteroids away from Earth, much like Harry Stamper. Also worked on the Deep Space One mission, testing new spacecraft technology that flew by a comet in the early 2000s. While there have been no public allegations of foul play, his case marks the 9th person with ties to America's space or nuclear secrets who have died or mysteriously vanished in recent years, setting off alarm bells amongst the national security experts here in the U.S. 3 of the scientists had close ties to him, Hicks, as all of them worked at the Jet Propulsion Laboratory, participating in NASA missions there. We talked about one of them, Monica Reza. She went missing, right? Hiking, turned around. She wasn't there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the retired
2 other men with
Air
deep
Force
ties
guy.
to JPL dying recently, including a longtime co-worker of Hicks.
Walked out of his house, didn't he? The guy in February,
Yep.
left without his phone or prescription glasses.
We're getting up there, Gene. Getting up there. All these disappearing scientists, people with intimate knowledge of comets and outer space and aliens. And
it's a movie waiting to happen, Brian. You should write it.
They keep disappearing, Gene. They keep showing up missing. Or dead. Mysterious. Gonna have to investigate.
It's a Netflix documentary right now.
Yeah.
Right now.
Looking forward to it.
Maybe
Wanna watch
Nancy
the hell out of
Guthrie's
it.
there, too. Wherever that is.
Yeah, they got some more
Oh, my God.
notes and stuff. I
Yeah.
can't keep up with that whole thing. Until they find her, I just kind of lost interest in it. It's just kind of ridiculous at this point. We'll get to sports after POD.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find them online at rockmornings.com.
As they say in hockey, let's do that hockey.
Oh, man, did they ever do that hockey. The Badgers putting 2 in early in the first period within 2 seconds of each other. Then they had a 5-on-3 penalty kill. At one point, when the captain took the shot to the kibbles and bits, it was 5-on-2 because he went down. And the goalie managed, the kid was standing on his head. It was unbelievable. They scored 1 late, North Dakota, obviously, as they pulled the goalie. But the Badgers were able to hold on, get the 2-1 win, and beat North Dakota yesterday to move on to the NCAA National Championship game on Saturday.
Wisconsin tries for the clear. Fitzgerald, can he reach it? He does. He overskates it. But then it's gone for Morrissey. Fitzgerald to ice the game. Can't do it. Reed knocks it down, but there's only 5 seconds left. North Dakota has to hurry. Rickwood, one more chance. Oh, for the net. Wisconsin moves on.
Hell of a game.
Dude, I woke up this morning.
Hell of a game.
My feed was full of Badger fans proudly in the red and white in what looked like the Kohl Center.
Yeah.
I mean,
that was in Vegas, by the way. The game was in Vegas.
I know, but it looked like, I mean, it was, and going nuts and hugging each other. I mean, like, it was a hug fest, Brian. It was a hug fest.
I watched the entire game. It was awesome. Oh, yeah, it was awesome. It was a hell of a game. Awesome. NCAA Men's Frozen Four yesterday. The Badgers over North Dakota in the early game, 2-1. And then Denver, widely considered to be the best team in the nation. They beat Michigan in double overtime, 4-3.
Oh, jeez, wow.
Yeah, the championship game will be tomorrow night, 5 o'clock p.m. on ESPN. Just got a text from Brian in Colorado, said, "Good morning, everyone. The Denver Pioneers are the only Colorado team I'll root for, but they're taking on Wisconsin, so go Badgers."
That's right.
Yeah, it was a hell of a game.
Scrappy. Wouldn't you say that team is scrappy?
Well, when you see how they started the season and then they finished sort of fluttering around and they couldn't, they finished with not a very good record the last, I think, 17 games of the season. They were 8-9. And then, they obviously have had a hell of a run. And then you look at the goalie for North Dakota yesterday. The guy he had shut out every single team up until the Badgers. And then they poured in 2 goals early in the first. And then you're like, maybe we got something here. Mm-hmm. And they do. It was a hell of a game. The Brew Crew were off yesterday. They are at home against Washington tonight.
Home cooking, that might help.
6:40 first pitch.
Stupid Red Sox.
First of 3 against the Nationals. The Bucks' final home game of the season is tonight as well against Brooklyn at 7 p.m. And then their last game of the season will be on Sunday in Philadelphia at 5 p.m. Masters yesterday. Rory McIlroy finishing with a 567. Good for a share of the day one lead with Sam Burns. By the way, that's Rory's lowest opening round at the Masters since 2011. So he's going for a repeat, the first one since Tiger did it like 25 years ago. Speaking of the Brewers, not quite sure if you saw this, but the Major League Baseball teams all unleashed their City Connect jerseys.
I did not
for
see
2026.
This.
So this is the second.
What do you mean?
So they do these like, the Milwaukee Bucks, they do the Cream City jerseys, right?
Yeah.
They're called City Connect. So it's a sort of unique collaboration talking about what makes Milwaukee, as opposed to just the Bucks traditional or throwback uniforms.
All right.
Well, the Brewers are doing a statewide instead of a citywide Connect. Ooh. It's pretty cool. Yeah. I don't know if you've seen this, but the Brewers unveiled their City Connect uniforms yesterday along with the other teams in Major League Baseball. This is the second-gen City Connect uniform. Wisco across the chest. The design elements are inspired by a blaze orange sunset, or maybe a blaze orange hunting outfit.
I was just going to say, is that what it is?
Brightly colored fishing bobber bouncing in a Wisconsin lake. The Brew Crew going to debut that look this weekend.
Ooh, I love the state, the
Field.
Orange around the W.
Yeah, new logo and new colors. The base blue is inspired by Wisconsin's endless shorelines, lakes, and rivers. From the Milwaukee River to Eagle River to Lake Mendota, symbolizing a state that's constantly in motion. The accent cream color recalls the sandy shores of the inland lakes, the beaches of Door County on Lake Michigan, and the state's iconic
very
sandstone bluffs.
Isn't
the
it?
sunset gradients, oranges, yellows, and blues flowing through the word mark.
I love that around the W on the hat. The hat is great.
Yeah, the sleeve patches and number trims, that reflects the beautiful summers and watercolor sunsets across the Northwoods, Lake Michigan's shoreline, and the driftless area's sandstone bluffs. Thank you very much for the shout out to the driftless area. The typography and the number set with the custom Wisco word mark reimagines tradition, blending script influences from the early 20th century American Association Brew Crew, the classic supper clubs, and vintage brewery labels.
Wisco looks very supper clubbish.
The wheat and barley braid featured on the shoulder
on the
sleeve.
Shirt. I see that now.
And the pant braid. This detail pays homage to Wisconsin's agricultural roots.
We're farmers
and
here.
And the brewing industry that inspired the club's names. The sleeve patch, a revitalization of the Brewman, the Barrel Man, paired with a full Wisconsin state outline, highlights the Brewers' fandom spanning every county while offering a fresh take on the iconic symbol. The inside neck graphic says "Forward," Wisconsin's state motto. And then the jock tag with the fishing bobber icon is a reinvention of the original City Connect grill patch. This new mark combining a bobber and a baseball resting on a Wisconsin lake celebrating fishing.
How many of these do you think they're going to
sell? They're going to sell a bazillion of these. By the way, the Brewers, in case you didn't know, they one of the guys, the VPs of marketing and all that crap, they're in the top 5 for a team that's a middling team. Doesn't win the World Series and isn't really competing every year. But
we like our stuff. Is that what you're going to tell me?
They're one of the top 5 teams when it comes to selling these kind of things. So
merch.
Cranking out the merch. People are buying it. They love it. And
debuts on the field today, as a matter of fact, in the stores or on the field.
Yeah,
so.
And I'm sure that if you're going to the game this weekend, you can buy one if they've got any left in the pro shop, or you can get it online. But the Brewers unveiling, much like the rest of Major League Baseball, the City Connect jerseys, and they're a State Connect jersey with Wisco across the chest.
Reflects the entire state we represent and honors our heritage, celebrates our fans, and compliments the passion they bring to this team every day. Yeah. Wisco is a special place.
They got clips and pictures and everything, all the details all over their social medias.
Look at this promo video with the sunset over the lake. Are you kidding me?
The Brewers need to figure out how to have a game in a lake.
On a lake, in a lake,
or like with a beach in the background, or I don't know, some kind of. I mean, they're putting it in.
Everybody whitewater rafts as soon as the game's done.
Or we got a lazy river going around, maybe some kind of tubing thing. I don't know. It's cool though. I will say it's pretty cool looking. If you haven't checked it out yet, go to their socials, go to the website. Major League Baseball website's got a breakdown of all of the teams with their City Connect jerseys. Mammoth in a couple of minutes. Don't go anywhere.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene on your rock station.
Oh, you know who you are. You've been doing your daily action, putting lots of overtime. You need some time off satisfaction. Just think how tough it's been. You've been putting out all that labor. If you use your wit, you can get out quick and do yourself a favor. Friday in effect, and you're pretty beat, I bet. It's been one tough week, you've hit your peak, and you've earned your paycheck. But now this week is over, and it's a little fun you're seeking. Your grin is wide, and I know why. Look out, here come the weekend. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
That weekend's gonna be a monster, y'all.
It is the freaking weekend, Gene. It's finally here. Temperature's going to improve on Sunday, getting up into the mid to upper 70s. Mid-50s today and tomorrow, but...
It's the rain. I don't even care if it's a little bit cooler. Isn't that rain tomorrow
night into Sunday morning.
Crap to do outside, man.
Well, do it today, do it tomorrow during the day.
Can't do it today, but tomorrow maybe, yeah.
Yeah, do it during the day tomorrow. You'll be all right.
Doesn't start raining until tomorrow night?
It says PM showers, so right. I think you'll be good. I got stuff to do out there, too, so I'm going to try to get that done this afternoon and early tomorrow before spending the rest of the weekends doing nothing.
I got to go to the dump. Well, leaves and yard waste dump.
Yeah. I think it's open, right?
Yeah, it is.
Okay. Yeah, we've got the one sort of behind our house. Go drop everything off. People over there every day, like.
Oh, I'm sure. I've got like 6 bags just taking up space in my garage.
Yeah. I got to trim those bushes in front of my house. Try to get them down. I trimmed them last year, and then they went crazy again, so I'm going to go even lower this year. If you're going to stay inside and watch the Boob Tube this weekend, there's plenty of stuff on. NBA on Prime tonight. This will be on Amazon, obviously. Hawks hosting the Cavaliers at 6 p.m. Then you got the Rockets and T-Wolves at 8:30. NBA on Prime on Amazon. Celebrity Jeopardy is on tonight on ABC. It's the quarterfinals. Andy Richter, Mina Kimes, and Timothy Simons. Not quite sure if you heard about the current Jeopardy champion.
No way.
This is not on Celebrity Jeopardy, but this is the guy that's on regular Jeopardy. So he's on a 20-game streak.
Oh, my gosh. Is he really?
Yeah, and he just tied Ken Jennings, a record that Ken Jennings holds.
Jamie Ding with that big lead. Which author did he write down? Who was Voltaire? That is correct. What did you wager? Just $827 today, bringing you to $33,027, and now a 20-game winner with $572,600.
This isn't a record, though, is it?
No, that is not a record, but the amount of answers that he's gotten right in a row has now tied Ken Jennings. So the current Jeopardy champion is on a 20-game winning streak, and he's also tied Ken Jennings, the host of the show, who also has the record for everything. He tied Ken Jennings' record of answering 45 clues in a row. Jamie Ding winning again last night. If he keeps this up, then he could eventually challenge Ken Jennings in his record for the most amount of Jeopardy games won in a row.
Is he in jeopardy of getting kneecapped by Ken Jennings? Like, is his a...
But Celebrity,
Why?
a new episode of Celebrity Jeopardy is on ABC tonight. Over on Netflix today, the second season premiere of Temptation Island. Is this something your daughters watch? You said
I don't know. I don't know about
hot
this
people
one.
on an island?
Probably.
Banging?
Probably.
Hot people banging?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. Also on Hulu today, it's the series premiere of Malcolm in the Middle, the revival of that, called Malcolm in the Middle, Life's Still Unfair.
I can call back later.
Come on, Dewey. You've seen this like 1,000 times.
My life is fantastic. All I have to do is stay completely away from my family.
We just found out that Malcolm has been intentionally hiding himself from this family for years. This family's nonstop antisocial behavior and mindless, myopic priorities are toxic to me.
Life is unfair.
That premieres today on Hulu, Malcolm in the Middle revival, Malcolm in the Middle, Life is Still Unfair. Over on HBO Max today, the streaming premiere of Christy. The movie starring Sydney Sweeney as Chrissy Martin. Became one of the best-known female boxers of all time before her husband tried to kill her. Ben Foster plays her husband in this movie, and people were upset because Christy Martin never looked as good as Sydney Sweeney did on a bad day.
It's acting!
Ladies and gentlemen, have I got a treat for you? You must be the lady I've been hearing so much about.
Yes, sir. It's an honor to meet you, Mr. King.
Now tell me about yourself. Jesse here says that you fight in all pink.
I'm from West Virginia.
What's that got to do with pink?
Nothing, sir. I'm just telling you about myself.
Yeah, pink was my idea.
I
think I found my thing. I bet most people go their entire lives and they don't even know what their thing is.
You the world champion right now. You think you what makes the world turn. But one day you're going to wake up and realize that it turns just fine without you.
Christy, making its streaming premiere today on HBO Max.
Didn't that get a lot of, kerfluffle, but then it ended up being a pretty good movie? Wasn't that the deal? Like, people were, I don't remember. I just remember there was a lot of, but it ended up being decent. She wrote and produced it and all that, right?
I don't know if she did all that. I know that it did get kind of killed and panned by critics, but that's what critics are for. That's why they're called critics, is because they critique and they're critical. So, look, the story of Christy Martin is incredible. Whether or not you want to watch Sydney Sweeney do that is up to you. But there's a documentary on Netflix about Christy Martin and her real life and real interviews with her and all that stuff. But the fictional retelling of her life called Christy, making its streaming premiere on HBO Max today. Over on Apple TV today, you've got a dark comedy called Outcome. It stars Keanu Reeves as a Hollywood star trying to figure out who's blackmailing him with the threat of a video that would ruin his image and his career.
Reef Hawk. For the last 4 decades, America's favorite movie star. Starring in 3 of the biggest franchises in film history. You've had 5 years off. I mean, how are you going to frame the 5 years thing?
I won't say that I was hiding a heroin addiction from the public, and that my best friends and my insane lawyer helped me cover it up for years.
That is a really smart omission.
Strong omish.
Mm-hmm.
Today I walk down the street I used to walk.
Bobby and Tyra, we got a big problem.
There's a video. What's on it?
I have no idea. I need to know everyone who hates you. You need to go and apologize to them. And without them realizing it, feel out if they're the ones behind the video.
Who hates me?
Your old manager, your old trainer, your new trainer, your old pool guy, your old pool guys, your mom. Your mom hates you. Then I have a separate list for directors, actors, costume designers, hair and makeup people, craft service, whatever, and executives that you've worked with if you want me to start on that.
Jesus Christ.
Outcome. On Apple TV today, starring Keanu Reeves. You've also got Jonah Hill in that one. You've got Cameron Diaz, a bunch of others. Saturday Night Live, being hosted by Coleman Domingo. Anita, Whoever that is the musical guest.
Okay.
And then also on Sunday night on HBO, the third season premiere of Euphoria, which we just talked about with Natasha Lyonne getting a little bit tipsy on a plane. Had to be asked to leave. And
after the debut.
Speaking of Sydney Sweeney, her and Zendaya not getting along, apparently, at the premiere. And just
catfight? Or just just some words or some looks?
No, there's some
looks.
separation and some looks. Apparently, they don't like each other, even though they star in this show together. If you want to get out to the theaters this weekend, there's a new movie called You, Me, and Tuscany, rated PG-13. A romantic comedy starring Halle Bailey as an American who flies to Italy to crash at a rich guy's abandoned villa. When the staff there mistakes her for the guy's fiance, she gets stuck playing that part for his mother, even though she's apparently falling in love with this guy's cousin. It's called You, Me, and Tuscany. It's rated PG-13. The other one that's in theaters this weekend is rated R. It's called Faces of Death.
Here at Kino Moderation, we protect people. The young, the innocent. When you come across content that violates policy, flag it and move on. You may be tempted to look into it outside of work, but don't even think about it if you can help it.
Now it is time to witness the many faces of death.
Sort of a reimagining of the VHS tapes that we all tried to get our hands on in the 80s. A moderator of a YouTube-like website stumbles upon a group recreating the murders from the original film, questioning whether or not the deaths are real or fake. You've got Dacre Montgomery from Stranger Things, played Billy.
Yeah.
You've also got Barbie Ferreira from Euphoria and Charlie XCX, the singer-songwriter lady.
I accidentally stumbled across a trailer and saw part of it.
No?
Not for me.
Not for you? All right. Also, did you hear about Taylor Momsen?
No.
Dude. So, Pretty Reckless, Taylor Momsen.
Besides being awesome and super talented.
Yeah, so her and her band are out with AC/DC, right? They're opening up.
Have been for a while.
Going to be playing in Madison, you said?
Yeah,
in
Camp
August?
Randall.
Camp Randall?
August-ish, end of August.
Well, we'll see if she makes it because she keeps getting bitten by things while on tour with AC/DC.
I remember this vaguely, that she was bitten.
She got bit by a bat not too long ago. It was in Spain. They were on tour with AC/DC in Spain, and she was on stage and got bit by a bat, had to get the rabies shot.
Not like a prop bat, a bat came and
like
bit
a bat. Like a bat flew on stage and bit her. Now she's been bit by a venomous spider in Mexico. Dude, we got to get a bug guy and a bat guy on stage with her at all times. We got to start fending.
Was she like in her hotel or in the accommodations?
No, I'm not quite sure. She shared a video of herself being treated by doctors, joked that she wants to know when her superpowers are going to kick in. She said, quote, it wouldn't be an AC/DC tour if I didn't get bit. A massive spider decided to take a chunk out of me, and its venom did a number on my system, so I had to have the wonderful doctors in Mexico come and deliver quite the shot before the show last night. Add it to the list. Spider-Woman, Batgirl, Taylor Momsen keeps getting bit by things.
She sure does. Don't let that girl in the ocean.
Dude, she's got to have mutant powers by now, right? She's getting bitten by bats and spiders, and who knows what's next. Snakes?
Where is she
Sharks,
staying?
bears?
What kind of accommodations does she have where there's a big spider?
She is in Mexico, and she was in Spain. And
I know, but she's at the Ritz, right? In the penthouse?
You would assume. I'm not sure if this is happening at the hotel or maybe
in the trailer
in the parking lot behind the venue. I have no idea. Maybe she's at the craft services table getting some lunch. And some spiders sat down beside her and said, "Hey, what's in the bowl?"
Hey, are you Taylor?
Yeah.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find them online at rockmornings.com.
And it's another day back at the Masters. Heavily sponsored by investment firms. And even though their advice sometimes loses millions for their clients, that never seems to stop their high-level execs from hanging out at VIP party tents here at the Masters on CBS.
Continuing today with round 2, Rory McIlroy in the lead, tied for the lead, I should say, but the Masters. I didn't watch any of that yesterday. I was busy watching the Badger hockey team. Hell of a performance.
Mm-hmm.
And they maintained that offensive zone in the first period for quite some time. Dumped those 2 goals in, got a nice early 2-goal lead, and just held on there. Again, the goalie got pulled at the end, and you're like, 6 men on the ice, and yeah.
Yeah, if you didn't see the ending and you want to feel some Wisco pride, watch the last 30 seconds of that game when the crowd goes nuts and everybody's in red and white, and yeah, it was great.
There's a woman that's going viral right now because she spent the last 15 years raising beautiful betta fishes, and she encountered one at a store named Stevie. That's what she named him. And Stevie was looking a little worse for the wear. You know the betta fish, right?
I do.
Usually they're all by themselves.
We've had a number of them, yeah.
Yeah. Well, Stevie was at the pet store and didn't look too good. He was almost all white.
Molten, kind of,
almost all white. Had lost all his color, all of his beauty. Neglected. Just sort of in the tank, not looking too good. Lifeless. But now he's made a full comeback. You wouldn't believe the before and after photos of Stevie the betta fish if you were to see him.
Stevie was pale probably because of the stress of being in a cup. The pet store, they don't really take care of their waters. Maybe he hadn't been fed in a while. He definitely became much more active and curious, just really out of his shell. Some spots of blue started becoming a lot more vibrant, but I thought like, all right, he's feeling better. And then the spots on his body just became enormous until it completely covered him. I didn't really know what his genes would be, but I definitely never imagined the blue sea that he looks like now.
Yeah, an incredible electric blue color.
Oh, look at him.
Pale and white and no color.
No fins even. Like his tail was all
just sort of
missing.
deteriorating.
Yeah.
And you know the betta fish, right? They're usually in like the bowl by themselves.
They don't like other fish.
They've got nothing else going on in there. There's no plants. There's no rocks. There's no life to those things.
Well, sometimes there's plants and rocks.
Occasionally, but a lot of times the ones you normally remember seeing tend to be in a bowl by themselves. Adriana recently ceasing her Instagram activity, had been posting for many years about the care and activity of raising a bunch of different betta fishes on a channel called @TheBettaBoys. Before she announced the end of her channel's activity, she shared one more video, the story of Stevie. White coloration, frail fins, indicating how poorly he was living.
His fins were almost missing on the back.
Inside of what she called a cup. She said there was some kind of myth that a fish is the easiest to get a pet to get a child. I actually got my first betta when I was 11. I always feel some guilt for that because he didn't thrive. Now, Stevie, of course, has had a complete 180. Turned around and looking beautiful.
His tail is giant.
Yeah. Yeah, he, again, didn't look too good.
Flowing locks.
At the beginning, gray and white and sort of falling apart.
Sad.
But now he's doing good. He's got a glow up. Other animal news, there's a one-eyed beaver. That's apparently one-eyed, one-horned, flying people leader.
It's a beaver.
This one's a beaver, though.
Nice beaver.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It has one eye.
I just had it stuffed.
Let me help you with that.
Yeah, the one-eyed beaver was rescued during the floods in upstate New York and has now become an internet sensation and a wildlife ambassador. His name is Bo. He was found as a newborn, had lost his eye due to a serious illness, but had a very strong will to survive. And somebody found him and nursed him back to health. And now Bo, along with the help of his owner, helps to teach the public how helpful beavers are in supporting ecosystems and boosting biodiversity. Kind of like that skunk that lives over at the Humane Society.
That skunk passed away.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, it was used to educate people about the species.
So the company is Wild for Life, Inc., and the woman that works there is Alexis LaRoche, and she and Bo the beaver that she rescued as a newborn go around schools, learning facilities, bring people into their facility, and teach them about the importance of beavers and how they are a big part of our ecosystem. Yeah. Beaver was found on a cold, rainy day in May of 2024. Heavy rains flooding rivers all across the region, separating the beaver from the family. The call came into the hotline, the North Country Wild Care network of wildlife rehabilitators serving 9 counties up there in New York. Alexis answering the call. Found the newborn beaver with her umbilical cord still attached. Had just been born. Yeah, look how small he is when she's got the first. Look at him.
Poor baby.
Look at this picture of the beaver.
My God, it's so cute.
I know, right? Yeah. Bo lost an eye, could not be returned to the wild because of that, so now she cares for him.
Oh, my gosh.
Animal enthusiast, lifelong animal lover, variety of different jobs, building her skills, and now she's taking care of Bo, living a good life, and also helping to teach the future generation about the importance of the beavers. One eye, though.
Sammy Davis Jr. only had one eye.
Much like Bo the
a little
beaver.
patch, a little beaver eye patch.
I don't know if it would. I don't know if it would stay on. I don't know if it would stay on the beaver patch. It's Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find us online at rockmornings.com. Doc's going to talk to us later on about NASCAR racing. We'll get to bad news, happy music as well. Going to talk about your dog.
Hug Your Dog Day?
National Hug Your Dog Day.
Ooh, send us a picture of you hugging your dog. You can do that through our apps, by the way. Just take a photo and send it right there.
Certainly do that.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Start your day with Rock Mornings.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Mid-50s today and tomorrow. Some rain moving in tomorrow night, continuing into Sunday morning, but then 77-ish on Sunday. Not bad. Same thing on Monday.
Yeah, warming up next week. This weekend, a little rainy. Starting out with a decent Friday morning, but cloudy and rain by this afternoon, kind of windy, and that sticks around for some of the weekend. I don't even know if it's campfire, because it'll be wet tonight and tomorrow night, I think.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
Firefighters in California are apparently trying sound waves. I love science.
Okay.
To battle fires as opposed to water or PFAS with the contaminating chemicals and all that stuff in there. Yeah, firefighters in California are testing a device that uses sound waves to put out flames.
Like I'm shooting sound waves at you guys, and you're a big wildfire. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
And it's not just like a big fan, you know what I mean, that's blowing air, obviously, because then you're feeding the fire.
It is actually the waves like that?
Yeah, you can Google it if you want to watch the video. It's pretty high tech, but this was developed by former NASA engineers, so very sciencey, smart people. Works in milliseconds, by the way. If you've ever been in a truck, and I told you this story, a friend of mine when I was in my late teens, he had a truck that he had, pimped out or whatever. And the bass in the back of the truck was so powerful that if you sat there for long enough, you would almost pass out because you couldn't breathe.
Yeah.
So it's sort of similar to that kind of technology. The technology emits a low-frequency infrasound that disrupts the chemical reaction that the fire needs to burn. So it's not just like the sound wave is pushing the fire away. It's actually like interacting on a chemical level. It could be a better option in the future because it uses no water or chemicals, which means it avoids water damage and toxic residue.
Vibrating and displacing oxygen molecules.
Dude, what is the effect on a human being if you get hit with one of those things?
Sound waves acts as a pressure wave that agitate the air surrounding it, and then that from the oxygen, it shakes it out, essentially. Just shakes.
The videos that I saw were smaller fires. Not like a
backyard,
house. Yeah, like a small shrub or something like that, or a small little fire pit type thing. Mm-hmm. I haven't seen them use this on a larger scale where like an entire house is on fire, and I don't know if they've got the technology for that yet.
Sure, because it's disrupting the air around this. Can you do that on a massive scale?
Probably couldn't use it at that factory fire in Ontario that... Did you see that? Did you go watch that?
I did. The factory fire.
Set by an employee, allegedly?
You'd have to have some sort of, gadget made by
a helicopter.
Despicable Me or something, you know what I mean? Like some sort of giant sound wave machine that's...
We were talking earlier this week about GLP-1s. Had a lot of people, I think that might have been last week, actually. A lot of people saying that they had a lot of success with GLP-1s.
A million videos.
Wegovy or Ozempic or Mounjaro.
My face before, my face now.
Scientists now are studying python blood. They stumbled into a clue that could lead to a new type of weight loss drug. They found a molecule called PTOS that spikes after pythons eat and tells the brain and the python to stop feeling hungry.
Like, hey, there's a big rat in your throat right now. You don't need more food.
Humans produce the same compound after meals as well, so researchers are hopeful. But scientists are studying python blood. And they found some sort of possible future weight loss solution.
I have had it with these snakes on this plane.
Well, maybe pasta shouldn't taste so damn good.
We already got the solution, right? We got the Wagovies and stuff. Do we need the python? Is it better? Is it a...
Why is garlic cheesy bread so damn good?
Because it's got garlic in bread. That's why. That's why, Gene. Come on now. And Microsoft last year, I'm not sure if you saw this, quietly updating their terms for Copilot, their AI assist.
Okay, what's the terms?
Well, this is so they don't get sued, they're going to get sued no matter what they do, but this is an attempt to clarify the language so that the lawsuit doesn't happen. They said Copilot is for entertainment purposes only. It can make mistakes, and it may not work as intended. Don't rely on Copilot for important advice. Use Copilot at your own risk.
That's a clause.
Well, they just recently updated it. It's a very sharp contrast to what the CEO said recently, that you should use Copilot in your everyday life.
Well, using it and then...
You can even ask it to predict outcomes. No.
Well, there has to be some sort of clause, right?
Yeah, Microsoft
everything
is saying the disclaimer about it being for entertainment purposes only is just a legacy language from when Copilot was more of a search tool. They say they plan to update that soon, but for now, obviously, double-checking anything Copilot suggests to you is probably a good idea. Got to update that language, Gene. Legalese.
For sure.
I know you're using the AI. We'll get to sports in a couple of minutes. Rockmornings.com if you want to be a part of the show. We got a text from Jim earlier. Said, hope we have a great weekend. I asked him if he was going to be fishing this weekend down there in Georgia. He said he's got to study. He's got homework to do.
I bet the fish are biting too, Jim.
Brian also said, morning, everyone. The Denver Pioneers, the only Colorado team that he roots for, but they're taking on the Badgers. So go Badgers.
That's right.
Tomorrow night.
Hell
5
yeah,
o'clock.
Bucky.
On ESPN.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find the daily podcast at rockmornings.com.
Welcome back to another day at the Masters. Men holding clubs, whacking at something small on the ground. Modern day cavemen. Some hairy, some shaven, but all at the Masters on CBS.
Continuing today with round 2, and then, of course, Saturday and Sunday, Rory McIlroy sharing the lead after yesterday's first round. Masters on CBS. The Brew Crew were off yesterday. They're at home against Washington tonight at 6:40, 1-3 against the Nationals. Tune in and check out the City Connect jerseys.
They're pretty awesome.
That they just unveiled yesterday. Bucks' final home game of the season is tonight against the Brooklyn Nets. That tips off at 7 p.m. And then the last game of the season for the Bucks before a very interesting offseason will be on Sunday in Philadelphia at 5 p.m. I think all signs point to Giannis going elsewhere and maybe the coach calling it a career as well. Frozen 4 yesterday. The Wisconsin Badgers scoring 2 early against North Dakota, holding on at the end when they pulled the goalie. Got a late goal, North Dakota did, but the Badgers able to keep them out of the net with the last few seconds and hold on for a 2-1 win. They'll move on to face Denver.
And this is tomorrow?
Tomorrow at 5 p.m. on ESPN. Denver beating Michigan in double overtime in the second game yesterday. 4-3 the final score there. Badgers looking to win the championship for the first time since, I think, 2006.
A decade, at least.
Was it 16 or 6? It was 16, right? Yeah. U.S. Department of Justice opening up an investigation into the NFL.
Is this around sports betting or?
No, this is about people having access to the games. Possibly engaging in anti-competitive tactics that harm their consumers. The investigation is concerned with consumers being able to affordably watch games and with providers of the games having an even playing field. NFL said in a statement, the NFL's media distribution model is the most fan and broadcaster friendly in the entire sports and entertainment industry. With over 87% of our games on free broadcast television including 100% of games in the markets of the competing teams. The NFL has for decades put our fans front and center in how we distribute our content. The 2025 season was our most viewed since '89 and reflects the strength of the NFL distribution model and its wide availability to all fans. I would say out of all the leagues, the 4 major sports, basketball, baseball, hockey, and football, the NFL is the easiest to watch. And it tends to be, look, it's certainly more segmented than it used to be.
Yes.
With games on Amazon and games on Netflix and games on Hulu and games on YouTube
Well,
and games
less
on this.
games.
No, there's more games. They've added games to the season.
Yeah, I know, but like...
Are you talking about for a season?
Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, there's 80-something games in a hockey season. There's, 80-something games in an NBA season.
Right, 170-something in baseball and,
But,
18
dude,
in football?
If you're a baseball fan, good luck. You know what I mean? If you're... I feel lucky because my team's, a national team. So, we've been on TV a lot, and I've had to watch them on a streaming service ever since I moved here, so I'm accustomed to it. But now that it's getting even worse, it's harder and harder to watch teams if you're a mid-market team like the Brew Crew.
So the government is looking into
the government's
this,
investigating. They're going to take a look at it. Whatever that means. Somebody's going to get paid, and then the investigation is going to come to an end.
I completely understand why it is the way it is, but it does stink that you just can't watch. Turn it on and
turn the TV on and
watch it.
Yeah, those days are over. They are. We've said it for many, many years. There's tough, and then there's hockey tough. Ottawa.
Somebody without teeth? Is this a...
No, this is broken arm. Well, look, and you got to hold a stick, and you got to skate around, and you got to take hits. Ottawa Senators defenseman Thomas Chabot going to played last night, actually, against the Florida Panthers, returning to the lineup 2.5 weeks after he suffered a broken arm.
People in the medical community have no clue how this guy broke his forearm, and he broke his forearm 17 days ago, Pilsy. The surgery wasn't until a day or two later, because if you recall, they showed Chabot in the locker room in Detroit the next night. It was a back-to-back. So he came home to Ottawa and then got the surgery. He's 2 weeks post-op, and he's back in an NHL lineup with a team hoping to get closer to clinching a playoff spot.
Again, there's tough, and then there's hockey tough.
How long does a broken arm usually take?
Well, I had to have the surgery to fix it. That's how broken it was, right? Because you hear broken, you're like, okay, what does that mean? Is it a fracture? Is it a hairline? Is it a bone sticking out of your arm? You know what I mean? What does that mean? Well, it was so bad the guy had to have surgery, right? Yeah, 2.5 weeks after suffering a broken arm, Senators chasing a second straight playoff berth. Ottawa going into the game last night against the looking for the second wild card spot in the East, 2 points ahead of Columbus. 3 more teams, another point back. His arm was broken on a cross-check by Rangers captain J.T. Miller back on March 23rd, underwent surgery on the 26th. Senators initially said Chabot would be out at least a month, maybe as long as 2 months.
The rest of the season, essentially.
Well, the regular season at least, maybe part of the playoffs. But here we are now.
Like, he got cleared?
Well, what are you going to do? Stop a hockey player from playing hockey? Good luck.
Like, his doctor was like, yeah, that's good enough. 2 weeks sounds good. After surgery, that's fine. That's good enough.
Returns to the lineup after missing only 8 games.
Oh, my God.
Senators picking up 3 wins in their last 4 games, all against teams that have clinched playoff spots. So, big moves for them. And last but not least, the most famous and holiest White Sox fan in the world.
The Pope.
Is the Pope. And he's going to be honored by his favorite baseball team with a unique giveaway this summer.
Is it a bobblehead?
It's a Pope. It's a Pope hat. It's great.
Pope hat? Like the Pope hat?
Yes. During their game on August 11th against the Reds, as part of a special ticket package, fans will be able to get a limited edition Pope hat in honor of Robert Prevost, known as Pope Leo the 14th. Not only will fans who buy the specific tickets get the Pope hat, but they'll also be part of the pews at the ballpark and sit in a designated section with the fellow popes. So they're going to have all these people wearing the Pope hats.
Everybody's going to want these tickets.
In November, future White Sox owner Justin Ishbia met with the Pope and invited him to throw out the first pitch before a game. Not sure if he's going to show up for this one. The Pope's usually a pretty busy guy.
He was always a Sox fan. Our mother was a Cubs fan. I don't know, maybe that clued in there. And our dad was a Cardinals fan. So I don't know where that all came from.
Dude, if I'm the Pope and I don't have anything else going on that's super Jesus-y on the 11th of August, I'm going to the White Sox game, and I'm getting one of them cool-ass Pope hats, and I'm throwing out the first pitch. and I'm going to sit in the stands, the pews with the people,
With
and I'm
the
going to
Pope hats?
I'm going to drink a Pope beer and eat a Pope dog. Hell yeah, I'm going to Pope it up.
Those are great. Those are great, by the way.
Oh,
the
those are
hat,
those are going to be selling for a lot of money online afterwards. Speaking of that,
limited edition. That is so great.
Did you see the gnome, the garden gnome at the Masters? It's like a $50 garden gnome you can get at the pro shop there as part of the Masters, and they're already like $6,000 on eBay. So those Pope hats, they got some value, FYI.
They are cool.
Pope hat. Daughtry coming up in just a bit.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Weekdays, 6 to 9.
It is National Siblings Day.
You're my brother.
You're my brother.
You're my sister.
My siblings. I have siblings. We're siblings.
Like we're brother and sister.
I grew up with an older brother and a very contentious twin sister, and I believe I could easily best you in any physical confrontation, be it noogies, swirlies.
Brother and sister.
Celebrate Sibling Day.
One big happy family.
One big happy family.
Can make a whole day of it.
It's showtime.
National Siblings Day. So if you got brothers and sisters, give them a call, send them a text, say hello, shoot them a message.
Share a really embarrassing picture of them on social media and tag them.
Plenty of those. That was by far one of my favorite things growing up as an only child, was going to my friend's house and watching them beat the crap out of their sisters. I wanted to have a little brother or sister so bad so I could beat the ever-living crap out of them. My first best friend growing up, Matt Bricky, had a younger sister named Jenny Bricky. And because we were all 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever years old we were.
Neighborhood pals.
We all played together, right?
Of course.
And we all played basketball.
It's a hood. Yep.
And man,
Ding Dong Ditch and
he would
Ghost
just
in the Graveyard.
beat the ever-living crap out. And I just would laugh and laugh and laugh. Because as a person who was getting beat by his own father, it was funny to watch it happen to somebody else.
Between siblings.
On a much smaller scale. And then, years later, when Donut moved into the neighborhood and we became best friends and I would go to his house, he had 3 younger sisters. And they would antagonize him.
Oh, yeah. They'd gang up on him for sure.
And so it was always a fun dynamic to witness.
The 3 of them ganging up on him. Yeah.
Oh, my God. And it would always start with, like, Carol, the oldest of the 3 girls. She'd walk by and he'd like give her a, slap on the...
Stick his foot out and trip her.
Right, one of those things. And then she'd turn around and scream at him. And then Wendy would come in because she's nosy and get all up in the business. And then just like start pile driving these girls. I was dying laughing, man. It was so great. Watching my best friends beat the crap out of their sisters. I loved it.
Look for embarrassing photos of siblings on the internet today.
Those girls don't take no crap from nobody, though. You say what you want. They wouldn't want to fight them now. They know how to fight. They learn. National Farm Animals Day, as well as
Get
National
yourself a
Siblings
miniature
Day.
cow.
And it's also National Hug Your Dog Day. And what's the issue with dogs? What's the big issue with dogs?
I don't know what you mean.
The biggest of the issues, right? If you had to say there was one thing about dogs that you could change. No, I'm talking much bigger picture here. What's the problem with dogs?
They're awesome. I don't know what the problem... They don't live long enough?
Bam.
Ugh, don't.
I think we had Peanut for about 10 years. Ali, the boxer, same thing, about 9 years. The anniversary of her passing is actually coming up at the end of this month.
My poor Winnie only lived 8, and God, I wish that dog would have lived to be 20.
Well, you're in luck. Because there is science happening, and it's not just for humans and weight loss drugs. A new daily pill is being developed by veterinary scientists that could help senior dogs live longer. Now, this is not for dogs that are sick.
Yeah, that's what Winnie's thing was, right?
Right.
So,
look, if they're sick, they're still going to be sick. This isn't chasing away the cancer or whatever they've got. The treatment, still under regulatory review, is designed to slow the biological aging process in dogs, may become the first FDA-approved drug to explicitly extend a pet's lifespan. According to early testing from a biotech company in San Francisco called Loyal. Obviously, for millions and millions of dog owners.
Is this like a multivitamin or something?
Aging often brings chronic illness, declining mobility, difficult end-of-life decisions, right? The dog's got the will, it's got the heart, it's got the love. It doesn't have the time. The dog wants to be there. The cat, whatever, lives till it's 30 and it pisses you off. When are you going to die?
No.
But the dog, so short. But there's so much love there in that short period of time. The pill, designed to slow aging itself rather than treat individual diseases, could obviously represent a fundamental shift in how veterinarians approach senior pet care. The drug could be especially significant for medium and large breed dogs, which typically live shorter lives. Think of like a Great Dane, right? We know about Great Danes. They tend to like,
yeah.
Look, if
Bigger the dog, the shorter the life.
Yes. Experience faster biological aging linked to higher levels of the hormone IGF-1. By targeting that process, researchers say the treatment may extend not just the lifespan, but also the number of healthy years lived. Right now, the drug is known as LOY-002, and it's being developed by this company, this biotech company out of San Francisco. Works as a beef-flavored prescription pill intended for dogs age 10 or older who weigh more than 14 pounds.
Well, that's anything but a tiny, little, like a pocket dog.
Interacting with insulin-like growth factor 1, that's the IGF-1, which is a hormone involved in growth and metabolism. While IGF-1 helps puppies grow, higher levels of the hormone later in life are associated with faster cellular aging, especially in much larger dogs.
So it slows it down?
So they reduce the effects of the IGF-1. The pill aims to slow the dog's biological clock, which potentially will lower the risk of age-related diseases and extend overall lifespan while preserving the quality of life.
And maybe that's the key right there. Maybe they don't live any longer, but they have a better quality of life while they're around. Because
well, no, they're talking about longer life. So if you had a dog that ages, maybe like it's a healthy dog, but it's just aged out, right? I got 10, 11 years in me, and that's all you're going to get. Now you might get 13, 14, 15 years. And the quality of life in those last couple of years are not, rear legs aren't working, diaper wearing, whatever the case may be.
Blinds,
deaf, those kind of things, yeah. Early testing suggests the pill could add years to a dog's life, though exact gains vary, still being studied.
It's still being studied. That's the important part.
I'd be all about that. All about that.
Of course. First of all, you got to get your dog to 8 or 10 and be healthy.
Well, yeah, that's you
start there.
That's a gamble no matter what dog you get, right? I mean, like anything can happen. Boxers are known to be tumor factories, right? So, I mean, if you get 8, 9, 10 years with a boxer, you're lucky as hell. Anything beyond that is, you're living on borrowed time. But if the dog's healthy at that age and you can get another 3, 4, 5 years of healthy living as opposed to just sort of dragging it along to the finish line, and trust me, I know all too well. I have several friends who...
Yeah, get them to 8 or 10 first, and then maybe this drug might be able to extend that even longer. It's Hug Your Dog Day today, so make sure you say thank you for everything they're all about in your life. And if you want to send us a picture of that pooch, do that through our apps. 92.9 The X, 95.7 The Rock. Right there, there's a submit a photo. We'd love to see them.
We'll get to Doc's racing report in a bit. Also, bad news, happy music. Later on, our daily check-ins as well. And as Gene mentioned, send us pictures of your pooches on National Hug Your Dog Day. Lead singer of this band is going to be in West Salem this June as part of 80s Fest. That would be, of course, Stephen Pearcy of Rat. This is back when he was still with the bands.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find them online at rockmornings.com.
8:15-ish on Fridays during the NASCAR season. We're joined by the one and only mid-pack legend, Mr. Technicality, Car 54, Billy Doc Niles, a.k.a. Captain Retirement, a.k.a. hashtag Mr. Fister, a.k.a. hashtag this guy.
Happy July.
Doc, I feel you. Sometimes it just doesn't work.
Happy 4th of July. You got some time to work on it. Hashtag this guy.
I'm kind of anal.
That's what all the guys at the campground say. Hashtag this guy.
He's got it locked on the rock. He's listening to the doc.
I'm sure that Shorty in Florida is locked on the rock and listening to the doc. Hashtag this guy.
You're getting a thrill by listening to Bill.
Are you?
Always.
Always.
Doc.
Hashtag this guy.
He gets to stay on the box.
Maybe this weekend. We'll see what happens. It depends. Hashtag this guy.
Going to have to come from the back.
Well, if you're going to stay on the box, you better come from the back. Hashtag this guy.
Going to be a big one for them.
That's what she said. Hashtag this guy.
He could be coming from your backyard.
Doc, I saw the new camper. It's a big backyard.
Got to break it in this weekend, I think. Hashtag this guy.
A lot of beating and banging.
Sounds like a good weekend in that new camper Doc just bought. Hashtag this guy.
Nothing says you can't slip one in without saying anything.
It's a weekend end of the camper. That's what's
all bets are off. Sorry, Lori.
Stay with the new tongue.
Yeah. Practice. Hashtag this guy.
God damn, I'm going too fast.
Mid-pack legend. Nobody said that.
Hashtag this guy.
He sees her. He doesn't have time to turn away from her. Blasts her in the rear end.
Yeah.
Didn't have time to turn away.
In the camper. Hashtag this guy.
Whoa, what am I touching here?
Whoa, what are you touching here, Doc?
I am actually touching my bowling balls because tonight is the last night of the bowling season. And then tomorrow, Mrs. Doc and I are going to be touching that new camper as we get it all set up for the camping season to start next weekend. Let's start out with a couple of news stories here. First of all, Hendrick Motorsports announced yesterday morning Alex Bowman has passed all tests and will return to the 48 car this weekend. If you remember, Bowman stepped out of the car at the Circuit of Americas last month after experiencing vertigo symptoms, and he just hasn't been able to shake him, and he's missed the last 4 races. So he's back in the car. He currently sits 36 in points, just a mere 144 points out of the top 16, which takes to qualify for the chase this year. NASCAR announced this week that they will be altering the stage lengths for the Talladega race in a couple of weeks. First stage is probably going to be right around 100 laps, with the second and third stages being 50 laps or less. Now, if you remember the Daytona 500, that boring third stage where they all ran 3/4 throttle, this is one of the reasons they're trying to prevent this. Is they want them to actually race, so they're considering changing the stages. They're also looking at a couple of other possibilities, like maybe changing the height of the rear spoiler, or possibly the size of the restrictor plate. So we'll see what happens, and hopefully they make that announcement next week. They are at Bristol this week. It's a little more than a half-mile concrete oval with a really high banking, 24 to 30 degrees. If you want to compare it to lacrosse, lacrosse is bigger, at a .625, but with these high banks here at Bristol, you're getting incredible speeds, as evidenced by Denny Hamlin's qualifying record in 2016 at 131.6 miles an hour. Kyle Larson won this race last year. Christopher Bell won the race to keep on going in the chase in September. Fantasy experts, they like Hamlin, Bell, and Larson. When I filled mine out last night, Elliott and Buescher are very good at this track, and Gibbs has been very impressive this year, so I slotted him inside my top 10 league last night. VegasInsider.com via the BetMGM app, they like Larson at plus 375, Hamlin at plus 525, Blaney and Bell at 625, Gibbs at 800. Hey, if you were planning to go practice tonight or watch practice at Red Cedar Speedway, you can change your plans as practice tonight has been canceled. Speedway officials, they said it's still just a little too wet around the track and around the pit area, so they're going to give it another week. Practice has been rescheduled for next week. Now, last week, you remember, we asked you to call Governor Evers and show your support for Wisconsin Assembly Bill 880, the right to race bill that protects short tracks in Wisconsin from nuisance lawsuits. Iowa and North Carolina, they have already passed such bills in their states. 4 other states are awaiting passage, but unfortunately, Wisconsin isn't one of them. Governor Evers vetoed the bill on Thursday. Now, I try not to get too political or talk politics with anybody at any time, but for a man who campaigned on protecting and growing the small businesses in the state of Wisconsin, our governor just kicked a whole bunch of small businesses right in the stick. Thanks for nothing, buddy. Doc's smoker calendar, we got 3 of them on here. Starting with Landon Loggington Race Smoker and Bags Tournament at the Melrose Old School Event Center. Bags Tournament registration starts at 11:30, with the tournament starting at 1 o'clock. Party starts at 2 p.m. They'll have food, basket raffles, 50-50 gun raffles, music by DJ Tim. Shane Kohlmeyer Racing Pig Roast, and these were great when Jeff Baker used to do them, and surprisingly, it's at the Jeff Baker Repair Shop out on County T outside of Holman. $15 gets you all the pig and beverages you can handle, plus you get into the cash drawings. There are going to be door prizes, tip boards, and raffles. The party starts at 4 p.m. Now, I know this one's a couple hours away, but hey, they sent me the information because that's what I said. No matter what track, if you can hear me, we'll put your party on Doc's smoker calendar. Chad Wallen, he races at Elko, and he does a few races here at La Crosse. They're having the Chad Wallen Racing Beer Bash tomorrow at the Country Primetime Bar and Grill in Lydia, just outside of Jordan. $15 bottomless Busch Light cups, 2-for-1 Captain and Tito drinks, special food menu items. Plus, they get some really cool raffle baskets. Go check these out online. They're really cool looking. 50/50s. They got lots of door prizes. And here's that word, Brian. Lots of shenanigans. Party starts at 2 p.m. Now, to keep up to date on all the parties in the area, check out the Midwest Racing Smokers page on Facebook. And remember, race fans, during smoker season, get out and support a great local short track team. Doc's Race Report has been brought to you by our friends at County Materials on Empire Street in Holman and by County Materials on Menominee Street in Eau Claire. That is 2 great County Materials locations serving western Wisconsin. That is this week's Race Report.
DOC recording it yesterday because he's in a unfriendly cell phone reception area, whatever you want to call
He
it.
drives a big rig.
Yeah,
he can't always be where he can make a phone call.
Knew he was going to be out of range today, so recorded the racing report courtesy of County Materials in Holman and in Eau Claire. Got a text from, not quite sure who this is. Brothers for brother and sister, LOL. Balder, gray, mine, and Thor, black, my brother. Thor was planned to get for my brother I went with to look and bought Balder. They're best of friends, so similar yet a much different personality. So we've got 2 dogs. One of them is named Thor. The other one is Balder. Baldur.
Okay.
And they belong to 2 brothers.
Mm-hmm.
Also
That's neat. It's together.
Got a text from Cheryl. Said, morning from Farmerville, Louisiana. Fish are biting. Look at that thing. A little rainbow trout. What is that?
Hello. That's some sort of a bass. Like
Bass? A little bass action?
Largemouth bass. Largemouth
Also
bass.
got a text from Krista. Fenrir, the wolfhound, stands nearly 6 foot tall in his hinders. Look at the crisscross legs. Look at the crisscross legs in this guy.
Look at the face.
Oh, my goodness.
The face.
Look at this guy.
God, he's giant.
Big dog.
Big dog. Get him on that med.
Well, we got to wait for it to ask all the FDA stuff first. But thank you for the text messages. Keep them coming. Visit rockmornings.com for all of our contact info. We're going to get to music from Amy Lee and Poppy in just a few minutes, and bad news with happy music next.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. More from Brian and Gene is coming up.
You're about to enter a beautiful, exciting, wonderful new world.
A cockroach living in your nostril. Now that's just nasty. Add in some haven't pooped for 30 days.
Poop is raining from the ceilings. Poop.
And sprinkle in some hashtag Florida Man for flavor.
Florida man. Florida man. Florida man. Florida man. Florida man.
Florida man.
Florida man quits his Burger King job, steals all of their chicken nuggets.
It's bad news.
Bad news.
With happy music.
Let's rock.
Not a hashtag Florida man, but a New York man in hashtag Florida.
Oh, he's visiting. He's on vacation. Maybe he's a snowbird.
Not sure. Seems a little young for the snowbird. He's only 55. But a 55-year-old New York man arrested earlier this week following multiple calls regarding a reckless driver in Key Largo.
Down in the Keys.
The sheriff's office there got numerous calls at about 8 o'clock in the morning of a reckless driver. They included that the suspect, who was later identified as Timothy Mahoney, struck some of the traffic cones that were there.
Mm-hmm.
He was outside of his truck wearing only
swimsuit,
a construction hat.
Oh.
You ever seen a grown man naked?
Otherwise, he was nude.
Got to protect that noggin, Brian.
And he was also dancing to music at the time.
Keep the noggin safe.
Mahoney was attempting to smoke marijuana from a pipe while being detained. He was, of course, arrested and taken into jail.
Your melon's very important.
Charged with DUI, resisting arrest, possession of marijuana, and possession of drug paraphernalia. His arraignment, by the way, is coming up quick.
Was he in construction, or was he like
I don't know
somebody
if he was
from the Village People?
Village People, YMCA in it. Got a nice little neck tattoo there of a rose, big rose on his neck.
Say no regrets.
No regrets. It's my credo. Yeah. Just driving around butt-ass naked, listening to tunes, smoking weed, but I'm keeping my dome intact.
That's right.
In case I end up having to stop by a construction zone, I'll be ready. Yeah.
Safety first.
Yeah. There's that. Another driver who's had a lot of run-ins with the cops finally had their vehicle towed. An SUV with Maryland plates racking up nearly how many dollars in unpaid parking tickets? How many tickets? How many dollars?
How many tickets or how many dollars?
A dollar amount. And it doesn't say whether it's parking or driving. These are just tickets. Give me a dollar amount.
$3,480. 12,760. 30,411. Is it more or less? Am I hot? Am I cold? What's happening here? Come on. It can't be more than that. They'd go after the vehicle, the driver, the person, the car, the whole thing.
A Maryland plated SUV racking up nearly $260,000 in unpaid tickets.
No. Why would they still be out there?
Finally got caught. The black Audi towed on Wednesday.
An Audi?
In D.C. after officers found it carrying a staggering 893 outstanding violations. The vehicle spotted, seized by the D.C. traffic enforcement team.
That's on the cops. I'm
working
sorry.
with city crews who moved in to tow it from a residential street.
I'm sorry.
Photos show the SUV hooked up and hauled away, ending what police described as one of the most extreme cases they've ever seen.
No, when you're the cop and you're writing the 434th ticket.
Here's the thing. Speed cameras. Most of the tickets came from speed and red light cameras. So these are automatically issued and sent out.
And nobody knows.
Under D.C. law, a vehicle can be booted or towed once it racks up multiple unpaid violations.
Of course.
Something that this vehicle has no shortage of.
So there's no way for the speed cameras to alert somebody that, like, hey, ding, 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 this person's reached 50 tickets or something, where it then sends a message to the cop shop?
I'm sure it does, but if this guy's speeding around town and they can't run it, I mean, like, look, this is Washington, D.C. There's millions of people there. I mean,
no,
you could
I know, but I'm saying that at some point, after so many tickets, you'd think the speed camera could send a notification saying this person has 100 tickets.
I'm sure they knew they were looking for him, but if he's just getting the speeding camera, they said most of them were from these speeding cameras. We do this every day. Highlighted a particularly egregious example today. Repeated disregard of traffic law is unacceptable. We'll continue to track down scofflaw vehicles and keep D.C. roadways safe. 893 some odd tickets. $260,000.
We'll just take that Audi from you. Thanks. We'll just take that.
Probably not going to get your vehicle back. This is weird. It's weird, too, because I just started rewatching The Boys, season 1, so I can get caught up and watch the final season. Which
is that the Gill guy?
Yeah, there's it's down. They're down here. They're underneath. They're not up here. Yeah, and he's got the one.
And his friend sticks his fingers in it? Or?
Yeah, he starts having Gill sex. That doesn't happen until I think season 2, but I'm only on like the third or fourth episode.
He manipulates his gills?
He does some Gill stuff. I just saw the episode I just watched was. He tried to rescue a dolphin from like an aquarium place.
Mm-hmm. And set it free?
Yeah.
Give it a new life out in the ocean?
But while he was rescuing the dolphin was talking to him in the truck where he was trying to rescue it, and the dolphin wanted to have some sex with him. And he
slip it in, buddy?
Yeah. And
I got a blowhole?
And while he was having a conversation with the dolphin and trying to save its life and put it in the ocean where it could swim free,
it's like
he got into an accident, and the dolphin went through the windshield and they got run over by a semi-truck. Have you never watched The Boys? I know your kid.
I don't know what.
Oh, you got to watch it. It's, and I've already seen all these, so whatever. This is just blowhole. Anyways, I digress. There was another scene in an episode I just watched yesterday where the main character goes to this like Jesus
camp
thing or whatever. It's like a
retreat.
Yeah, something like that. And they're baptizing people, adults, right? And Homelander, the main villain, essentially, the most powerful of all of the boys, of the superheroes, the soups. He's in the pool. It's like a big, and he's putting people under the water. And he like kind of holds this kid under the water so long that he comes up coughing. Right now, when you think of people getting baptized, you go in for a second, and then you come back up, and your sins are washed off or whatever.
Yes.
Well, that's not what happened in England, and a pastor is now being charged with homicide.
I think I saw something about this.
Yeah, gross negligence, manslaughter after a man drowned during a baptism ceremony in Birmingham. linked to the death of a 61-year-old guy named Robert Smith, not the dude from The Cure, drowned at an address in Birmingham. Mr. Smith died apparently during some sort of baptism ceremony.
What are they doing to him?
Cheryl Bartley.
What kind of baptism?
Cheryl Bartley was charged with 1 count of gross negligence, manslaughter, in relation to her role as a pastor during the baptism. The head of the Special Crime Division there said, our prosecutors have worked to establish that there is sufficient evidence to bring this case to court and that it is in the public interest to pursue criminal proceedings. Not a lot of information as to what happened in this article, by the way.
Apparently, it took place on October 8th in 2023 in a small pool located in the garden of the property.
But not sure if, like, she held him under the water or if he, like, slipped and hit his head or, like, there's no... I never got any info, but this guy died from his baptism, and this pastor lady is now being charged with his death.
A dozen people were present, and by the way, the event was live streamed on the church's Facebook page at the time.
But when you hear gross negligence, you assume...
The stream was cut during the incident, and the video was later removed.
So did this guy go under and have some sort
they
of...
They were unable to revive
some
him.
Sort of seizure?
Pronounced dead on the scene. I don't know, man. It's a dip. You know what I mean?
Well, normally it's the priest that's grabbing you in, and they dunk you and they bring you back up.
It's a dip, though.
It's 1 second.
Yes. I've seen people in the ocean down in Alabama where we've been down there on the beach, and they have them like on the beach, and people like walk in instead, right?
Yeah,
and then they lay backwards like this, which seems a little bit more like maybe there was a rip current or something.
Like the sand could move or something grab you.
But this is like a little pool, and I don't know how, man. I don't know how.
Yeah, again, gross negligence, so very strange. Staying overseas, I think this is in Manchester, England. A fraudster who swindled thousands of pounds from a grieving family after being entrusted to manage a loved one's estate said that he could do whatever he wanted as executor of the will. So this guy was put in charge of a will. There was a bunch of money in there, and rather than divvying it up the way it was supposed to go, he put all the money in his pocket, and he bought some horse semen with his money.
Here's the deal, man. I got a dark side. There's a demon in me.
It's true, he has semen in him.
I said demon.
But you also have semen in you, remember?
That's not relevant, but thank you, Alan.
He was appointed the executor of a will. The guy's name is Peter Littler, executor of Joseph Webster's will. Should have seen him distribute the late man's inheritance fairly amongst his children and grandchildren, but instead, he did the exact 180%
he took it all for
opposite.
Himself?
When the deceased man's house was sold, the proceeds were supposed to pass through solicitors before being handed over to the rightful heirs. Instead, Littler transferred the funds directly into his own bank account and ignored repeated requests from the family to hand over the money. Well, they're not going to get their money now because he spent it on horse semen.
Like racehorses? Like he's trying to get a racehorse?
Yeah, it sounds like he was trying to maybe breed a horse. It was reported that Littler apparently spent a bunch of money on a 60th birthday party, a bunch more money on semen from an Olympic racehorse, and sent money to another family member, his own, who was caring for her child who had cancer, which, okay, a little altruistic there, but it's not supposed to go to your family. It's supposed to go to
the deceased.
The former security operations manager did not inform his family members that he was spending their inheritance after being trusted to act as the executor for their father's estate.
Bad.
Used the money from the sale of the house to pay for his own overdrafts and failed to transfer the funds to the rightful beneficiaries.
How much does a good vial of horse semen go for these days from an Olympic horse?
Yeah.
Where do you get that? Where's the market for that? How do you hook somebody up?
There's a website for everything.
There's not a website for that. You're not buying that on the website.
There's a website for everything.
Where's the money?
When are you going to get the money? Why aren't you getting the money now? And so on. So please, the money.
Yeah.
Horse semen for sale.
Told you. Website for everything. Last but not least.
When will I receive the semen? Here we go.
Oh, depends on how much effort you put into it.
Overnighted.
Yeah, you can get it overnight if you put a lot of effort into it. Last but not least, we played this game earlier this week with the $399,000 house. That was more about the land. And they should have done themselves a favor and not put pictures of the house on the listing. This place, man, if you've ever wanted to start a cult or stay overnight in a haunted house, then this is your jam. You ready? This historic home was originally built in 1890. And in 1950, a large addition was added to house a nursing home. The home sits on a corner lot with plenty of parking near downtown Fredericktown. The possibilities are endless. The structure is mainly concrete block construction. A lot of potential for rental income and/or converting it to a nursing home. You want to get a look at this? You want to get a look at this place? It's only $99,000, Gene.
So it's got to be...
Oh, it's got haunted house written all over it. Dead bodies in there, probably buried in the walls. Lots of souls and spooks floating around and scaring people. Oh, yeah. 700 South Main Street, Fredericktown, Missouri. 23 bedrooms, 6 baths, 10,000 square feet.
Oh, for
originally built in the 1890s, and then they added this creepy-ass nursing home building, which they don't provide a lot of photos of, by the way, which makes it even creepier, in the 1950s. And people was dying in that place.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Now, look, the first couple of photos, beautiful, right? You could do something with those hardwood floors. It's got the beautiful turret style there in the front. Got some of those really cool stained glass windows.
That's not too bad. These photos don't look too bad.
But again, then you get into the pictures of the building in the back, which is the nursing, and they don't provide you any pictures of the insides of that place, which is where the bodies are.
Well, there's this industrial kitchen thingy.
Oof.
Some of the rooms.
I don't know, man. The mismatched tiles on the floor, that's got a creepy red rum vibe to it. That kitchen looks like people died in there, too.
You could
probably
do this pretty cheap and rent out some rooms.
$99,500.
I mean, what's a room going for these days?
Fredericktown, Missouri. If you want to give it a Google, it's 700 South Main Street.
I ain't putting Grandma in there, though.
Yeah, well, Grandma's already in there. Her dead body floating around, spooking people at night. Yeah, they also say you could make it into a daycare facility. Dude, I'm not letting kids in that building.
Daycare, kids and ghosts. They could call it kids and ghosts. Spirits and, what do I want to say here? Toddlers and spirits.
Dude, it's
like a drink.
At that price, you'd be paying like $600 a month on mortgage. Wouldn't be too bad.
No. Babies and the undead?
No. 700 South Main Street, Fredericktown, Missouri. If you're looking for a $99,000 property that's definitely haunted with the souls of a bunch of dead people from a nursing home in the 50s, then that's your jam. Ugh. Scary. That place is definitely haunted. They didn't have a nursing home at first, but they're like, how can we get more dead bodies in this building? Let's add a nursing home. And then when we list it for sale, we won't put any pictures of the insides of the nursing home because that's where all the spooks and specters are. Nope. And what's with the green? And the the one room is like all black walls and then they got the checkerboard floor. That's creepy. Then the other ones are like pink and red. Like, who painted this? Like some 12-year-old? Creepy. Very gothic. Bad news, happy music on Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. We'll get to our daily check-ins after Papa Roach.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find them online at rockmornings.com. Call.
Hello.
Email.
I tried emailing you.
Text. So many ways to check in with us. Check. We rely on you guys for traffic updates, requests, and all sorts of other stuff.
Check this out.
Rockmornings.com is the website. You can head there for all of our contact info. You can also download the two apps, whether it's the 95.7 The Rock app or the 92.9 The X app. Submit voicemails, pictures, and videos. Love to hear from you guys.
Get some dogs? Did we get any pictures of dogs?
I haven't looked yet. We got some text messages with some dogs, but I just got one from Sheila. OMG, love the red room or red rum. Yeah, 700 South Main Street, Fredericktown, Missouri.
It's cheap.
$99,000 for a home built in the 1890s, and then they added a nursing home in the 1950s.
Think of the possibilities.
Danny texted in, said, that house in Missouri sounds perfect for office core with all her random roomies.
Mm-hmm.
I sent her the link to the Zillow listing for the place we were talking about. She said, definitely haunted, bonus roommates.
They don't pay, though, I don't think. They get to live there rent-free, don't they? Spirits and souls.
I don't think you get to determine any of that. They're there and you're stuck with them. I'm not. Got a text from, let's see, I'm not sure who this is. Someone who said 8:43. How long does it take to get the semen? Yeah, I know. I got that. Don't worry. It's going to get added to the repertoire.
Apparently, you can just order it on the internet.
I told you.
Overnight.
I don't know why you think that you couldn't. Everything is on the internet. You could literally come up with the most convoluted thing, and I could Google it, and something would pop up.
Glamadors. Here's one.
There's 2 girls in a cup, Gene. That's on the internet. Okay? If you don't think that horse semen's on the internet after seeing the 2 girls in the cup, you are sadly mistaken.
List of horse semen.
And that was like a decade ago, man.
Distributors. I got a list of frozen semen distributors.
Trusted distributors. I'm sure. They probably got some kind of certificate.
Comes in like a cooler.
Of course it does. It has to be viable.
Yes, all night, overnight, and 7 days a week. I can do this. It doesn't matter. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
We did get some dog texts. Not quite sure who this is from. Again, no name on it, but the 2 dogs, what are those, Scottish Terriers, right? With the little whiskers on them? Balder and Thor. A couple of brothers own them. Cheryl sending in pictures of her dogs. Daisy, the Mastiff Great Pyrenees. Duke, who is a German Shepherd Rottweiler mix. Ruby, Heeler Border Collie Australian Shepherd. Look at those beautiful dogs. Look at them. Oh, out in the snow, just loving life. That German Shepherd Rottie mix definitely loves being out in the snow. Krista sent in pictures of the wolfhound standing nearly 6 tall on his hinders.
Of course, it's a
Looks
wolfhound.
Like a good boy with his little scarf on there.
He's so cute.
Jim wished us a good weekend, but can't go fishing because he's got to study. He's got homework. We did get some text messages. Let's see. Who do we get here? We got a whole bunch. National Dog Day. Today is not National Dog Day. It's
Hug
Your Dog Day.
H-U-G, hug.
That would be Michelle. She sent in a couple of Germans here, right? Look at those 2 boys.
Oh, yeah. Big ears. Looking attentive.
Snacks.
Alert.
Snacks.
Alert.
Looking for snacks. Then we got Kevin. Said, me and my buddy chilling and watching some TV. Oh, look at the little guy.
Speaking of ears.
Looks almost like a Chihuahua
I don't know.
With longer arms. It's got the Chihuahua kind of face, and then it's got like
ears.
It almost looks like a kangaroo.
Are you sure that's not a roo that you're holding there?
Thanks, Kevin. Then we got one from Pam. Josie's Easter pose. So they have a corgi blanket on the back of their chair, and then there's a corgi in the chair.
It's me on my blanket.
And that's Josie.
See? They
Smiling.
had a blanket made
Big
after
smile
me.
on Josie's
That's
face.
how popular I am.
Robbie sent one in. Spike the Adventure Dog. Look at this goofball. Running through the snow with his tongue all hanging out. Thanks, Robbie. Appreciate that. Thanks for all the texts and correspondence. We appreciate it. Always good to hear from you guys. Hopefully you have a great weekend. Enjoy the nice weather on Sunday. What?
Well, I'm on the...
You're obsessed with horse semen all of a sudden.
Well, I'm on a website.
Here we go.
And so there's a bunch of pictures, right? Very scientific. Look
picture of the collection cup, right?
They got the sleeve. They got the...
It's like a leather sleeve,
like
right?
a lab.
Oh, yeah.
They've got the microscopes.
Yeah,
They've got the
sleeve.
cooler thing. You can get it in. So here's my shipping charges.
It's got like a little fake horse. They got to mount it, and then they got a sleeve, and you got to make sure.
So why do they have a picture of that? Like, I need to know that.
That's how the business gets done.
I don't need to know how the business gets done, do I?
That's how the milk gets made, Gene.
I see that.
Yeah.
I get that.
They want to make sure that you know that this is actual horses doing this, not some guy.
That picture doesn't make it legit, Brian.
I love that. You doubted that there would be a horse semen website.
Multiple,
yeah,
all of them.
We're talking millions of dollars.
It's
These Olympic
just,
horses, man,
yeah.
they're worth millions. You're like, nah, there's no such thing. Get out of here. What do you
Get
know?
out of here. Same day courier. I can get it the same. You want it later at 4 o'clock, Brian?
I'm good. I'm going to be busy at 4 o'clock. Have a great weekend. We'll talk to you on Monday.